Are you tired of bulky, traditional computing setups that feel like they're stuck in the past? Welcome to Navigating the World of Containers, a layman's guide to Azure. In this course, we aren't just looking at technical jargon. We are unlocking the digital shipping revolution that has changed software forever. Over the next few modules, we'll move from the absolute basics of what a container actually is to mastering tools like Docker and Kubernetes that allow you to manage thousands of apps at once with ease. Whether you're looking to speed up your deployments, slash your cloud costs, or secure your data like a pro, this guide was built for you. Stick around until the very end, and you'll walk away with the confidence to command your own container fleet in the Azure cloud. Let's get started. Imagine the world of computing before the cloud. It was like trying to ship a pile of loose grain, barrels, and crates all mixed together. It was chaotic, messy, and things broke constantly. That's how traditional server setups used to feel. But then came the digital shipping revolution. Containers. Just like a standard shipping container fits on any ship or truck, a software container bundles your code, libraries, and settings into one neat package that runs anywhere, from your laptop to the Azure cloud. Think of the old way, virtual machines, like renting a whole house just to store one piece of furniture. It's expensive, slow, and you need a separate house for everything. Containers are like renting modern apartments in one big building. They share the foundation and plumbing, the operating system, but stay private and secure. The result? They start in seconds, fit more onto your servers, and work perfectly every single time. It's computing simplified. If containers are the shipping boxes of the digital world, think of Docker as the company that set the global standard for the box's size and created the specialized tools to pack them. Docker allows developers to take their code, libraries, and configurations and turn them into a blueprint, officially known as an image. Once you have these blueprints, you need a place to keep them organized and safe. Docker Hub acts like a massive public library where anyone can share or borrow images. But for a business, privacy is everything. That's where the Azure Container Registry, or ACR, comes in. It is your organization's private, high-security vault. By keeping your proprietary images inside ACR, they stay within the protected Azure ecosystem. This means your software is stored right next to the servers that run it, making your deployments lightning fast and your data incredibly secure. When you need to get an application running immediately without the headache of building a digital apartment complex, Azure Container Instances, or ACI, is your go-to quick start solution. Think of it as the ultimate shortcut. Because ACI is serverless, you don't have to waste time setting up virtual servers, installing software, or managing annoying updates. You simply point to your image and tell Azure, run this, and it happens in seconds. It's perfect for burst jobs, like a quick sprint to process a massive batch of data before turning itself off. You can even use container groups to let a main app and a support sidecar share the same resources. Most importantly, you have total control over the size. By specifying the exact CPU and memory you need, you ensure that you only pay for what you actually use. It's fast, flexible, and budget-friendly. If running a single container is like driving a car, managing thousands of them is like commanding a massive fleet of ships. Imagine it's 3 a.m. and dozens of your containers suddenly crash. You don't want a human frantically trying to restart them. You need a captain, and that's Azure Kubernetes Service, or AKS. AKS is the ultimate orchestrator. Its first job is to self-heal. If a container dies, the captain immediately replaces it. Next is scaling. If your website goes viral, AKS spins up an army of containers to handle the crowd, then settles back down when they leave. It also acts as a traffic cop, load balancing incoming visitors so no single container gets overwhelmed. The best part, Azure provides the control plane, the brains of the operation, for free. You only pay for the nodes, which are the muscle doing the actual work. Running an app is only half the battle. It also needs to save data and talk to the internet. By default, containers are ephemeral, which is a fancy way of saying they are wiped clean if deleted. To prevent this, Azure lets you attach persistent storage, like plugging an external hard drive into your container, so your data remains safe even if the container is replaced. How do users find your app? KubeNet is the simple internal way to address containers. But for a massive organization needing speed and direct communication, Azure CNI gives every container its own real IP address on your network. To keep things secure, Azure acts like a digital traffic cop. Network policies build firewalls between containers, while private clusters lock your entire application inside a high-security vault, ensuring it's never exposed to the open internet without your permission. We've journeyed through the digital shipping revolution, moving from bulky houses known as virtual machines to agile, lightweight apartments called containers. We explored how Docker builds software blueprints and how Azure Container Registry keeps them secure in a private vault. You've mastered ACI for quick, serverless jobs and AKS to act as your captain, orchestrating massive fleets with self-healing powers. From attaching persistent storage to locking down private clusters, you've learned to manage the cloud like a pro. Now you can stop worrying about hardware and focus on what matters: building great software.